Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to develop very organically the question, what is it going to take for your Divine Masculine to come into physical union? I'm going to do 7 different decks, pulling a card for each deck, and then I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Mini as clarifiers and just see where this goes, okay? So take a deep breath. Just allow everything to fall away. All is well. So I'm going to start out with the Gilded Tarot. And they're already somewhat pre-shuffled. I'm going to shuffle a few more times before I do each deck. So let's see here. This is for the Divine Masculine. What will it take for the Divine Masculine to come into physical union right now? Today is the solstice today, I believe, June 20th, 2020. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities, from all chakra layers, all auric layers, first and beyond, all multidimensional bodies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities, for the highest good of all those concerned, and fill that empty space with beautiful love and divine crystalline light, and so it is. Thank you. Couple more. Peace. Okay, so let's see what wants to come out of this deck. This is the Gilded Tarot. Okay, we have the Four of Wands, which has to do with a move, an end of a marriage, instability, shaking things up. The underlying energy in this deck is the Four of Swords reverse, which is about awakening and coming out, rising above. Okay, so next we're going to go to this is the Past Life deck. Past Life deck, let's see here we have here. June 20th, we have imprisonment or slavery reversed. This is about getting out of prison. So again, this is about shaking it up, breaking up whatever's been the stability in their life. Again, moving, ending a marriage, perhaps going to visit with someone, getting out of prison. Someone may be in prison actually, so someone might need to get out of prison to come forward to you. And this card wants to be seen too, the ships. It's very clean and very linen, I want to say. Getting the wind back in their sail. Then the underlying energy here is knighthood, like becoming the knight that they truly are, but without all of the armor here. But they also do need to have boundaries up, right? Because a lot of the masculines don't have enough boundaries up. Okay, so next card we're going to do, this is the Universal Golden Tarot. And these are all upright in this deck. A little bit different, a little bit of contrast between the decks. So what will it take for the Divine Masculine to come into physical union? Oh, that one came right out. The Sun reversed, all right, and this has to do with being drained, being tired, being overexposed, overradiated, or someone in great need of sunshine. So it's like they need to be so depleted that they are forced to go within. We have this card coming up with it, to be present to the gift of the moment. So they need to be, and this could be crazy kids too. It's like they need to be depleted in order to come into themselves, right? Because they're so focused on their outer world. So when they are so depleted that they have to go within, they have to be still, which is a lot of what happened to the Divine Feminine on their journey. They became sick or injured, so they had to be still and really tune into what their body was telling them. The underlying energy here is the Four of Swords, which is getting rest, perhaps just taking a break, sleeping, praying, and this is also the connection for me between the masculine and feminine in 5D. This is doing their meditation with the Divine Feminine. So this, remember, the underlying energy is everything that's already going on. So everything's already going on is that perhaps he's not sleeping and he's needing to rise above, but he's not focusing on his heart space, and that may cause him to feel tired or ill. But rising up, awakening, and coming out, but there may be some fear there, and putting up some boundaries and making sure they meditate a lot. So we have the Four of Swords twice here in the underlying energy. Right, so there's some inconsistency in meditation or whatever he's doing to help himself get more grounded or learn his abilities. All right, so sometimes he's not focusing on his heart, and sometimes he is. But this is about learning how to put up boundaries and also clearing himself every day to keeping him really pure, to keep the wind in his sails. That's the underlying energy. All right, let's go to the Tarot of Sexual Magic. See what that has to say. And again, these are all for me upright as well. So the Divine Masculine may actually be resting right now or taking a break. It is Saturday. All right, that one came out. All right, somebody's freeing themselves, but they may be walking a fine line with a snake at their heels, right? It's a little bit tricky here to free themselves because there's someone ready there waiting to trip them up. This card wants to come out too, which has to do with the Six of Pentacles, which is sharing. But this is upright, it's not reversed. But there's that energy, though, even though there is balance, there needs to be, the reconciliation of rebalancing. It's like the masculine needing to come in to rebalance the hurt that the Divine Feminine has experienced. And then the underlying energy here is the Seven of Wands. And this is the underlying energy of him feeling like he needs to protect himself. He's like not really hugging this person. He's like putting on airs, like this person's trying to get in there and he's not being authentic. He's not really feeling it. So whoever's around him, he's like doing it for the kids watching. Like if he's with someone, he's just putting on airs for the kids, that kind of energy. And then we have the Metatron deck here. So let's see what Metatron has to say. What does Metatron have to say here? All right, as above, so below, heaven and earth, 41. It's all about love. 41 is the Ace of Cups, self-love, spiritual love, new love. Okay, and there's a lot of compassion in that card with the willow trees, the sadness and the allowing yourself to bend and flow, with the wind and with nature, to reflect yourself and to allow that and have compassion for yourself. This one wants to come out too, review and reflection, time out needed. So again, it looks like the masculine is taking time out, but he may be inconsistent and now getting more consistent with that, but still maybe needing to come into his authenticity more and not give affections where he isn't authentically expressing them. Again, review and reflection, time out needed. And then the underlying energy in this deck is yellow, joy and happiness, which that's the solar plexus. So being confident and happy, right? Out in the sun, being all joyful and sunshiny, and pollinating. Your joy and happiness, it's like the bees' season of when they want to pollinate. That's another time when the masculine will come forward into union, when he's ready to pollinate, when he's confident. Okay. And then we have the energy deck. $10.44, turn for the better. 44 is the Four of Cups. Grounding and integrating the receival of love. All right, today, June 20th, 2020, what will it take for the Divine Masculine to come into physical union? That one came right out. All right, so a strong foundation. First chakra, Archangel Michael. 35 is the wounded warrior. So it really takes, these guys want to, 3 more cards want to be seen. The underlying energy here is walking away. So whether that's him walking away from a situation or from someone in a situation, or you walking away from him, this is 27 of the Ace of Wands, which is that new passion. This is someone who's walking away from a home or situation, who's somebody's, got a new passion and they're ready to walk away. It's not walking away in difficulty, it's doing it because you're inspired to do so. But because Archangel Michael came up so strongly here, I'm feeling like this is the masculine and this is a feminine in his life, whether it's his partner or a child, or it can be the divine feminine again, like I said, finding their new passion and walking away, which then allows him to make his foundation much stronger. And remember, the wounded warrior is on his last leg, he needs to surrender. These are the 3 cards that came out, along with the Archangel Michael. So we have the World, which is 29, the Three of Wands, which is being present to the moment, and this is the large perspective, right? So the macro perspective of the community in the world. The 7 of the Chariot, Ascension, it's the ascension of the world, and then the woman holding a heart, which is the 44 again, which is the grounding and integrating of the receival of love. So it's like the masculine needs to become very strong in his foundation to rebuild or just repair his foundation. Also take a larger perspective of the world, get outside of himself and the Ascension community to really understand what's been going on, in order to come back to the woman holding a heart, number 44. This also can have to do with his present circumstance of already seeing a larger perspective of the world, maybe too much so, right? It's very far away. Too much focused on community and somebody else's heart, not his own. So it's very much about building his strong foundation there for himself. Then the last deck I'm going to pull from is Romance Angels, and then I'm going to maybe clarify and maybe pull some cards from the bottom of the decks. I don't want to make this a really long reading. So from Romance Angels here, let's see what we have. What is the advice from Romance Angels for the masculine here? His past life relationship, you have known each other before. And let friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. So that's coming up from Romance Angels. The bottom of the deck is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So again, this is his current situation. So a little too many cards going on here. And let's see here. What's underneath this first deck? All right, so first we had him perhaps not sleeping well, maybe he needs to focus on his heart. He could be having strain on his heart or feeling that, but awake and coming out. But, there could be a little bit of fear here. And then we have the High Priestess underneath there, reversed, which has to do with not using their intuition or secrets out. And that may be the cause of this energy here. And then underneath the knighthood, we have karmic relationship reversed. So in ending a karmic relationship, he learns to put boundaries up. Okay. So here, where he's getting better at meditating and connecting in the 5D and resting, underneath it is the Knight of Cups reverse, which has to do with jealousy and sincerity, or just feeling rejected and a refusal to give or receive love because of the hurt in the past. All right, so giving up this insincerity, which is coming up here as well, going back into meditation and resting to really understand his purpose. Here again, that false sense of needing to give affection to others, underneath that is the Knight of Cups upright. So here we had it reversed, here it's upright. So going back and forth between being sincere and insincere, being in your intuition, out of your intuition, resting and meditating and not resting and meditating. So it's like back and forth. And then underneath this is that coming forward to offer love, or just being love in general. So maybe it feels like being love means that, you have to give affection to everyone when they want it, which is not true. It's learning to use his boundaries. And then the joy and happiness here of the bee pollinating, when it's time to pollinate, he'll come forward, right? Which is what drives every man, right? Underneath that is dragon strength, fire. That's underneath that. So 19 is the sun. So when the sun exposes all and the dragon comes out, then we have joy and happiness of the bee ready to pollinate the flower when his confidence comes back. And then underneath walking away is the storm warning. So a storm came in. Remember, this is past already. So the storm warning came in, which can just shake everything up, which I said in the beginning, this is all about shaking it up. And it's a turn for the better with the cyclone, because inside that cyclone is the 0 point, right? After there's a broken heart here too. So the broken heart had to come for somebody to walk away. And then here below the codependency is playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So going back to being young again, feeling that attraction, and then realizing the codependency that you're in. The addictions are affecting your romantic life. And again, there's a past life relationship here, and the friends are here to help you. So instability, a move, an ending of a marriage, or going to visit and stay at somebody else's house, to end imprisonment and slavery, although there's going to be feeling drained, tired, perhaps sick. There may be illness here as well, or it could just be kids all over the place draining you, or a great need of sunshine, just a need to get out in the sun, but you need to be drained in order to do what you're supposed to do on a consistent basis, which has to do with rest and meditate, whatever it works for you as far as relaxation and getting enough sleep. And then we get into the being present to the gift of the moment, right? And not giving your soul away, basically. Freeing yourself, even if there's someone there ready to trip you up. That's fear, that you're worried they're going to knock you off the cliff. But that's just a fear. They have no power unless you give it to them. So this is freeing yourself to make repairs or amends. This is making amends with the Divine Feminine. And then here is your reflection of having compassion for you and your other, and starting over to create a really strong foundation. So I'm going to only clarify. Let's clarify Archangel Michael. What is the first chakra, Archangel Michael, the strong foundation? What does that have to do with him coming into union specifically? Okay, this could be ending a family cycle, a business cycle, a community cycle, right? Legacy. This also could be making a big purchase, and that could be his strong foundation. Standing up to others, standing up for himself, and perhaps walking away from a job that he works at, or this could be not getting along with others at work, losing money at work, or this could be a third party through work, and then implementing a plan. And again, there's the third party situation, which all twin flame relationships are. Because if one person's in a relationship, there's always a third party, because the twin is always connected. All right, so that has to do with recognizing the fact that the third party is always there at work or at play that there needs to be some kind of strategy or plan implemented here. Okay? And this is about walking away from any dysfunction, financial loss, or leaving a family behind, or business behind, or a community or legacy behind, standing up for self when not getting along at work, or because of a third party at work, implementing a plan or perhaps making a strategy to deal with either social distancing, toxic groups or relationships around you, negative influences, bad influences, and or the third party situation in order to have your dreams come true. On the journey. Okay? All right, guys, I hope you liked that one. I'm going to pull a numerology card for you real quick before I go, and that'll be it. It's 20. Just really quick. 20, 20, 20. What comes up? Ooh, 2 pinks. Financial discipline, and really important, and then manifestation. 48 reversed, and then 8 of doing the dance. This is about a lot of compassion. This is matching with the as above, so below trees. It's all about having compassion for yourself and others right now, especially when it comes to financial discipline. And remember to use your heart space here. And then this is all about the high heart and the compassion in order to manifest. Do the dance. Get your masculine and feminine balanced. And this is about not walking away within, but just, whatever you were doing, just becoming more disciplined, having some kind of spiritual practice every day, and reining in your finances, because obviously a lot of people can't spend the way they used to. All right. So getting more balanced, using your heart space more, and compassion. It's all about compassion here. The 2 pinks never come up together. And this is how you're going to manifest here. When both of you are in your compassion. Okay, make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. And don't forget, today's the solstice, and tomorrow is that solar eclipse. So know that the energies aren't just you, and rise and be love. Everything's going to be great. Bye.